Hi guys and welcome, this is Azza404 and we're here with another video on War Thunder, and today's video is going to be about the BF109 G2-Trop. Trop meaning tropical. Now this was one of the later versions of the BF109 and one of the last versions, and it really had reached its peak. Historically, a few little facts about it. This is one of the fastest planes from the BF109 series, and it is definitely one of my favorite because it has an amazing rate of climb. The stats are going to appear right now, and as you can see, max speed of 691 kilometers an hour is really nice to have. This is a rank 9 aircraft. It does cost a lot to repair compared to other BF109s lower down, but I just love that rate of climb. 29.7 meters per second is one of the best, if not the best, rate of climb in the game, or at least at this tier. So this is definitely why I'm going for it. There are two variants of it. The first variant has got the, well, I call it two variants, but basically you can add on extra guns, and here are the statistics with the extra guns. Now it does give you an extra 250 ammo for that 20mm machine gun cannon there. You've got two extra cannons, but it takes away a lot from your rate of climb, your turn time, and your max speed. So basically, as I'm playing historical battle here, I decided to try it out with the previous version without the extra cannons there, just because I've been having so much bad luck trying to get you footage that I decided to try something different and see how that worked out. It's not going to be an awesome game, but it's going to be absolutely the perfect game for me to explain and show you in real situations why this plane is excellent if used well. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily use it particularly well, but at least you can get a very good idea of what it does, as we'll be having a look at everything it really does well. This is obviously a boom and zoom fighter plane, which means you have to get that early start, lots of speed. I find that going about just over 300 kilometers an hour gives me the best climb ratio there. As you can see, I'm already very, very high up compared to my colleagues there behind me, my allies. So what to mention about this plane? Basically, yeah, I decided to go with it with the lighter version without the extra cannons. It is a heavier plane compared to the other BF109s out there. I believe it was something like 10% heavier than the F version, which is considered in War Thunder to be the best German plane for its basic handling versus quality of fight versus repair costs. So overall, people consider the F to be far superior in terms of to play with, and in terms of how much you'll be gaining per kill, and etc. and etc. And yeah, basically go and check out the forums for that. Lots of information there. But this is for me my favourite out of the BF109s, as it does have that insane rate of climb, which can barely be caught up by anything else. However, you have to be very careful in turns, as it gets tremendously wobbly in turns, and we'll be seeing that. And this is due to the fact that it was much heavier than the previous versions, so it does get very, very heavy. That awesome max speed, we'll be seeing that throughout the game. You can obviously go higher than the max speed if you're going into a steep dive. However, you have to be careful that the higher you go, the more chances of your wings basically ripping off from the basic speed. It is a really, really nice feel to the plane when you're turning in lower speeds, because the roll ratio on this plane is really nice. It's just a comfortable plane to fly, as long as you don't try and put off some high G turns. And it's not made for high G turns, it's made for boom and zoom tactics. You basically gain as much altitude as you possibly can, find an isolated target, boom down onto it, and zoom away. So you'll be coming down sharply from above and using all that extra speed to simply go away and gain more altitude. You're not going to be trying to turn fight here, as it's not made for that, and you will see exactly what I mean by that. It doesn't work. So basically, I'm looking around to see if there are any enemies. I'm getting to the point where I should be meeting them if they're coming towards me right now. Generally on this map, they're slightly to my right, so I'm wary of that, although a lot of bombers sometimes go to the left because that's where the first targets are. So I'm looking to my right to try and find opponents, and I believe I spot one around here. I see some specks on the clouds, and yes, you can, even before your pilot spots them and they are outlined in red, you can spot them but yourself just by looking at your screen very, very carefully. You need a very clean screen for this, but you can sometimes spot the small black dots moving across the clouds, and that is exactly what I'm looking for. I just saw one right now as I'm watching the replay, which I didn't see previously. I'm missing an opportunity, I believe, here. But I'm going towards the general direction of where they should be right now. I know I've passed halfway points and that they should be somewhere around here. And there we go, I've just seen one. And there we go, we're already very wobbly. As you can see, it makes it really hard to control in turns there. And it's definitely not very good at turn fighting. And that is why you shouldn't go for it. I don't know which I'm going to go for first. I know there are several people there. I can see the Typhoon obviously very close to me. But there are other planes in its vicinity. And I have to be careful. Oh, there we go, instantly. Typhoon is a very dangerous plane. Wellington is not in comparison because it's just a bomber. So I decided to go for that captured BF109 there, which is higher than the Typhoon and would pose a threat had I gone for the Typhoon. There are also two colleagues, two allies of mine on, as I can see on the minimap, going for the Typhoon, or very close to the Typhoon. But this is when more planes pop up here. I hadn't seen them before. Two Spitfires, and this is dangerous for me. I know that these Spitfires can be extremely potent. So what I do is that I carry on for the BF109, which may not be the best solution, but I decide to go for it. It's going into slightly steeper angle dive there, so I decide to go for it, gain some speed up, and hopefully I'll be able to evade the Spitfires as we go. Will I be able to get... I try, and I miss completely. I'm going too fast, I can't turn fast enough, so yeah, another turn, and there we go, all wobbly again. Don't try and turn fight, guys. Do not try and turn fight. Spitfire's coming on me now, so I have to start evading. I go for that BF109 once again as I go past. It's an F4, as you can see. Hit it just once, although nothing is done. And no, I've got Spitfires on my arse. I have to get away from here. I try and evade their shots, and this is what I'm saying. It's a very comfortable plane to fly, as long as you're not turn fighting. It's just turning really nicely there, evading those shots perfectly. Trying to make myself a hard target as much as possible, gaining as much speed as possible, aiming for those clouds. I'm looking to get lost in the clouds. Still evading there, checking the minimap for anyone following me. I've got two planes behind me following me still. I am in the clouds. I'll start going very slowly towards my right, then I'll turn completely to my right once I see that the plane behind me isn't following me directly. It looks like it's going in a different direction, and it's lost in the clouds as well, so presumably it's lost me as well. I go back towards my allies, and this is when hopefully I can start finding more targets. Gaining more speed again, converting that speed into altitude. I see a first few targets pop up here. Decide that not bad at all. I have to level up, keep some of that speed, and we'll see what I do. There are planes all around me. That Spitfire behind me has just popped back up on the minimap. I have to be careful with that. I haven't been hit yet, or sorry, I have been hit very slightly in the tail there. Hopefully that won't cause any problems. And there we go, that plane is taking out before I can get some shots on it. The pilot ejects, and have to start looking for more new target. I completely forgot about the Spitfire about then. I don't know why. I know he's on my tail, so I'm very careful here not to turn into him too much. I want to turn back in towards the fight, towards my colleagues, towards my allies, but I'm still quite careful with the minimap, trying to line myself up for a shot. I'm still a bit low. I ought to move away now. Just take some time for myself to get some more altitude, get out of the way. I've got loads of colleagues around me, so I feel like I'm pretty much secure. I see a dot on the minimap there. I decide to try and see what it is, go for it, except that I should have turned around and checked out what it was before turning my plane towards it. That was a slight mistake, and here we go. The captured BF109 once again looks like a perfect prey here, as it's going away from me, it's going down. I know I've got a very good top speed. Hopefully this BF109 won't have the same speed as me. I'm not too sure what it's going for here. If it's going back towards its base, it's probably out of ammo, presumably. So I decided to follow as much as possible, and this is when the top speed is very handy. As you'll be able to see, I'm already up to 50 kilometers an hour. The top speed on the plane is originally of 691, so presumably I can go up to close to 800 without risking too much damage to my plane. I'm afraid at this point that the BF109 is actually damaged and just going to crash any second now. This has happened so many times. I will follow planes into a dive thinking they're going back to their base, and in fact they're not. They're just going down because they've been hit and they're crashing. And so here we go. I am going very fast and I can't turn in to hit him, so instead of trying to outmaneuver or whatever, I just go back up, put the throttle back on high, which had been turned down, and gently come back down to hit him. And this once again is where you can see the plane's going to be a bit wobbly here. but I managed to line up with the BF109 very nicely, gets a few shots on, gets a few hits there. I believe I saw a hit, go back up, convert once again the speed into altitude, come back down, and this is how you're supposed to do it if you're going too fast. Luckily for me, that is a BF109F, which means he's not as fast as I am. He doesn't have as good a climb rate as me, but that doesn't mean he's not dangerous. And I'm missing so many shots right now, using up so much ammo. I should have been more careful about that. I did get his left aileron out, and presumably this will be it for him. There we go, aircraft destroyed. Gaining some more speed and altitude. Checking the minimap to see if anything's there. I see some things on the minimap there. I'm not too sure what they are. I want to turn back towards the fight anyway. There are destroyers behind me, a tank column in front of me. Going towards the fight again. I see a Wellington on my left, and of course the BF109s are a perfect countermeasure for the Wellingtons. So I decided to go for it. There is a P39 on it already. Hopefully I can get in there and help him out. We have taken out a lot of planes already from the enemy team, so I feel like I can go for these bombers now safely, knowing that they are presumably not going to be protected by any of their colleagues in fighter planes. These destroyers down there, however, I am very worried about them. In historical battle, you cannot allow yourself to be hit, and these destroyers really do pack a punch. Luckily though, and to be honest, I don't know if that was a very wise move to go on top of the destroyers so closely like that. Maybe going round this or going for a different target would have been a better move, but I decided that I'm hit already. There are very few targets left. If I want to try and get a kill, a second kill, I'll have to go for the Wellington, because that's going to be the only possible kill. That P39 doesn't look like it's having much success here. The Wellington looks like it's evading. Now you have to remember, Wellingtons have got quite a lot of armament here, and I've only got the one cannon variant of the BF109 G2-Trop. I do not have 3 cannons here, and I've already used up a lot of my ammo on the captured BF109 I just killed. So I'm going to have to be very careful here. I don't want to get in too close, because the Wellington does have a lot of firepower, a lot of turrets there that can really harm me. I've already been hit a bit. My wings are slightly pinkish, my tail is slightly red. I have to be very careful about this. So I come on down from on top, a good angle here. I try and get a few shots off. Unfortunately, I'm not lining up my shots as well as I should be. I've only got one cannon, not doing too much damage, getting some more altitude there, converting that speed back into altitude. Check my minimap to see where the Wellington has gone, turn round on it, and perfect positioning here. I am right on top. Unfortunately, it's been taken out before I can actually get to it, and I believe this is going to be the end. But once again, we see how problematic the turns are for this BF109 G2. It's just very heavy, really, and despite it having a good amount of power and speed, the sheer weight of the aircraft does make it really bad at turns. Now, this does help it a lot when diving. As you saw, I went up to nearly 800 kilometers an hour without any problem, and but yeah, it does have its clear downfall on downsides basically to it. So there we go, and I'm just going to give myself a victory roll here and a few complimentary moves to show you basically. There we go, the handling is really nice. It really is just a nice plane overall. There we go, guys, waiting for the results. As I said, I'm not the best fighter pilot out there, I'm not the best pilot at all, but hopefully this will have shown you what this aircraft is capable of, and hopefully you'll have learnt a bit more about how to handle it. These are the scores. Okay guys, well thanks a lot for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Tell me what you've enjoyed about these videos. Tell me what you want to see next. I'd like to be able to try and find some good replays for you, but as I'm not a very good pilot, it's proving to be a bit more difficult than I thought. But anyway, thanks a lot guys. This is Azza, signing out.